Known grifter and hypocrite Melonie Mac has decided to leave X after getting blasted these last several days, and then decided to make a YouTube about it that, judged by the numbers, has absolutely failed. Welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yeah, if you haven't seen why I left X/Twitter, even though I have 350,000 followers, and I know it's cheap and lazy to point out subscriber count. Who am I to talk? I don't even have 8,000. But you got, over 200,000 right here, 218K, and after 10 hours, haven't even managed to get 8,000 views. Like, this is pretty weak. Maybe the reason that you left X and the reason you got dogpiled on as ridiculous as you did is because people see through your thinly veiled hypocrisy at this point. So yeah, I haven't watched this video yet. We're going to react to it. We're going to go over it before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, and I love moments like this. I absolutely do. I love moments where these fake anti-woke culture warriors, who actually have always been in it for themselves, or who maybe used to be genuine but fell off real hard because, whether the money too good or whether they have personality, to keep up. Point is, I love it when they sort of fall from grace because it keeps, folks like us who actually care about the future of gaming, pop culture, whatever it be, honest. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this.
After 16 years and over 350,000 followers on X, formerly known as Twitter, I have a
X, formerly known as Twitter, out the gate. She's doing that journalist thing. Like, can't even acknowledge calling it X. That's what it is, guys. Sorry, it's X. That's what it's been for the last year or so now. Companies change their names, is what it is. But again, I love it when companies or when news articles or whatnot say formerly Twitter, as if we don't know what X is at this point. That's just like the last bastion of them holding on to what X used to be before the proper regime came in.
Officially left the platform. I didn't intend on making a video talking about this, but because it has made headlines and people are making videos and posts about the situation, I thought,
didn't plan on making a video about it. Almost a half-hour video on it. What could you really have to say beyond people called me out on my hypocrisy and now I'm cowering, running away? But let's see what she has to say.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the state of X and how demonic the platform really is and why I left.
Demonic. What I don't agree with is demonic. Look, I ain't a perfect Christian. But aren't you supposed to spread the word, like, even when it's hard? If X is a demonic platform, shouldn't you be there so you can try and spread the word? That's where the vast majority of people are. But again, whatever. It's because her whole biblical religious fanaticism is a grift.
So, my profile is on lock right now. I just canceled my premium because
profile's on lock. Why not delete it? Look, if your convictions are so strong, why not delete your X account? Profile's on lock right now because at some point or another you're gonna come back.
Obviously, I don't want to support that. I made a video that explained some things here if you guys want to see it, but yeah.
How are you going to see it if your account is locked down? Now, look, maybe I'm a little bit biased. Melonie Mac and I used to follow each other. I made one meme because she got in on the Goonergate shit and she was on the wrong side of it, and she fucking blocked me. Girlie can't take jokes. So, yeah, needless to say, I've been a little salty, but at this point, it's been a year or whatever, and it's just funny.
Pretty much going to cover things in more detail in this video. So, a lot of people are making up these rumors, of course, because people who already don't like me, they want to say, oh, well, she got one of them that's so funny. I just got back from a My Chemical Romance concert, which I talked about here. I said I can't deal. This wasn't even like, I wasn't actually triggered. It wasn't even portrayed that way. It was just like, oh, it's kind of lame that people won't go to a concert because the politics are different. Or
whoa. Look, I'll be real. I don't care if she went to a My Chem concert. I literally made a video the other day defending My Chemical Romance, even though I think their music kind of fucking blows. But I defended them even though I disagree with their political takes. Like, that's totally fine. That being said, you can't call X demonic and then like have this huge Christian persona and then listen to My Chem or go to My Chem. The two just aren't compatible with one another. At that point, you're cherry picking and buffet picking your values, your religious beliefs, the whole nine. So just own up to the hypocrisy. That's fine.
I got like a small handful of, here I was at the concert, amazing by the way. I got a small handful of comments saying, don't you know they're liberals? Because I'm not liberal, like I'm a conservative Christian. So don't you know they're liberals? Why would you support that? And it's like, I like their music. That's that.
Totally fine take to have, by the way. To Melonie's point, totally fine take to have. Look, if conservative, and I'm not a conservative, but if conservatives wanted to like get rid of any and all music that wasn't conservative, I'm gonna be real, they wouldn't be able to listen to anything. Because it's a totally fair take for her to have.
So it wasn't a big deal. They weren't going after me like crazy. People are trying to make these people look bad and pretending like that's why I left. Like I got bullied by conservatives, Republicans, and Christians.
She was. Look, no matter what she says in this video, she was bullied off X. Not for the My Chemical Romance stuff. I'll tell you what she got bullied off of X for if she isn't honest about it. But I have a feeling she won't be.
No, dude. I just thought it was funny, and I'm like, dude, wait, that doesn't stop me. Like, that doesn't stop me from watching a movie unless it's directly promoting like blasphemous things. So I addressed that in this video, which this was one of my last videos before leaving the platform. What, today is the 6th? So yeah, it was just a couple days ago, whatever. But so some people are equating it to that. I've been on here for so long and I have had so many a controversy. This was almost a complete nothing burger.
Controversies that she 9 times out of 10 caused herself because she is, again, a grifting hypocrite.
So for that to be the reason why I left, that's kind of hilarious that people think that.
I'll give her credit for that. If it was over the My Kim stuff, that wouldn't be the reason she left. I will agree. She's probably being honest there.
And then some other people, because last week there was some controversy about the Sydney Sweeney stuff. I said Christians shouldn't be promoting lustful content.
And this is it. This is the real reason she left. Let's see if she's honest about it. But it's because of the Sydney Sweeney stuff. And if she's lying about that, we're going to call her out on it.
And there was some backlash there. I got a ton of support for that, though. But
no, she didn't. No. Do you know how many right-wing conservative Christian people called her out? Because I don't think she's going to be honest about the situation. So I'm going to do it real quick in advance if you guys didn't know. So Sydney Sweeney, as we all know, put out that Sydney Sweeney has great genes ad, or American Eagle put out that Sydney Sweeney has great genes ad, right? Where she is being sexy in it, but not overtly sexualized and like anything beyond what is the norm. And Melonie Mac called her a prostitute, said that she is a prostitute and conservative Christians should denounce this sort of marketing, advertising, whatnot. And then a lot of folks are like, well, for one, that is objectively not prostitution. But also, they showed screenshot after screenshot after screenshot, a whole list of all the times that Melonie Mac has posed in far skimpier outfits, worn less clothes, has used her sexuality to sell products and sponsorships. That's where the hypocrisy comes from. Now, she's a hypocrite for a bunch of other reasons as well. Maybe we'll get into it, maybe we won't. Depends on the context of the video. But the fact of the matter is, she was inundated and blasted with full-on proof of her hypocrisy by a lot of folks that are on the same side as her, and that is why she left. And she says otherwise, I'm calling bogus. Like, nearly everybody except Big Daddy the Quartering, her little sugar daddy, called her out on her absolute nonsense.
it's mostly like non-believers who gave me backlash, but that's normal. I don't care.
Again, that's a lie, right? It's absolutely a lie. In fact, I get, if I want to, pull up several accounts that were giving her backlash that 100% are believers. By the way, hi, your boy, I'm one of them. Talk all the time when it's asked of me about whether or not I'm Christian, about my faith, because, is it something I advertise? No, it's usually not relevant to whether or not we got ugly women in video games, but when it comes up, sure. And I know a lot of other people that gave her backlash as well that are openly Christian.
About backlash from non-believers. The Bible tells me that's going to happen. So anyway, so yeah, then I just locked my account because, and then I made the explanation here that said keeping my account on private because these H1B bots are out of control. I hate it here. Follow me on YouTube or Insta.
So you explained to me, because you said at the beginning of this video that X is demonic. How is X any more demonic than Instagram? In fact, I would say that Instagram would be even more so because it promotes vanity, which is a sin.
is the case. If you've been following me and watching my content as of late, you will see I've made videos recently talking about how Elon Musk has been punishing Christian accounts. There is a Bible account mutual that I'm mutuals with that got demonetized when all they did was post Bible verses.
I don't believe this for a moment. And if it did happen, it's probably an error in the algorithm system or whatnot. Like, you're gonna need to show proof that he's punishing Christians. Because I'm gonna be real, I see a whole lot of Christian shit on X. Hell, one of the main advertisements I see is a Dr. William Lane Craig advertisement. Who's Dr. William Lane Craig? Well, one of the advertisements I used to see. I don't fucking get ads anymore because I pay for the high tier Twitter shit. But anyway, who is Dr. William Lane Craig? He is one of the leading Christian theologians, and in my opinion, the leading Christian theologian in the field of study. So yeah, don't even make up this bogus about how X is censoring Christian accounts or whatnot. It ain't happening.
And I talked about in that video, I talked about on my Bible channel, the AI is my questions with AI and how I'm suspicious about it. And I also talked about in the AI companions video, the degenerate AI companions video, that I have been praying about leaving the app because I've been feeling some conviction for it. So TLDR, yes, I felt conviction that I needed to leave this app.
Again, conviction about needing to leave the X app, but we'll stay on Instagram, which promotes vanity. Look at all her selfies and the way she dresses. Now, do I have an issue with the way she dresses? No, I don't give a fuck. I don't think the way she dresses is wrong for a Christian. I know a lot of people point the hypocrisy, but calling out the way other people's dress while dressing like you do is hypocrisy. All the selfies you post and, oh, look at how pretty I am and whatnot. Look at how much weight I've lost and look at how good shape I'm in because of the carnivore diet. Like, yeah, that's vanity. So your convictions are a little bit off. And am I going to judge her? Absolutely. I know I shouldn't as a Christian, but I'm going to because I'm a piece of shit.
And I'm listening to those convictions. So let me go ahead and provide some more examples of stuff that led to this decision. And the reason why he went private is because there are a legion, an absolute mass legion of bots on the app that spread demonic propaganda. They're propaganda bots, you know? It's a lot of people.
Show me this demonic propaganda. Like, show me on the doll where the demonic propaganda touched you. Because look, does X have a bot problem? Oh, good golly, yes it does. But show me where it's demonic.
From Pakistan or India who are spreading a ton of just demonic ideologies, and the app is rewarding that. It's boosting it even. And I don't like it. I feel very uncomfortable with that. So that was, and I don't want those.
All right. Let's say this is happening. Let's say we've got the Pakistani and Indian demons promoting demonic propaganda on X. What, you think that's not a fucking thing on Instagram? Instagram's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. God, come on now.
Accounts accessing. The only way to purge bots is to go on block. And then you block them, because I have been blocking a ton of them every single day, and they keep coming back because, well, there's actual bot farms of some with a team of people from Pakistan and India who keep making new accounts and who are on there, just like those I'll talk about that in a minute. Like these monkeys on Superman, right? They're on these drama monkeys, right? No, I'm not being racist. I'm talking.
Bots now account for over half the global internet traffic. Yeah, that's called dead internet theory. That doesn't mean it's fucking demons.
About this is what their job was to do. So these drama monkeys, they just want to farm rage, right? And that's what these bots are doing. And so
how is farming rage any different than what you do when you say that Sydney Sweeney is a prostitute? Explain to me the difference. The only difference is that one is a bot doing it and the other one is you, a real-life person who claims to have Christian moral values.
People, oh, I don't see those that often. Well, first of all, you may not even be distinguishing them because they are all over the platform. If these accounts that are getting tens of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of likes, most of those are bots. And a lot of them are these propaganda bots.
She is correct about that.
They are used to to manipulate public opinion, and there are some very demonic ideologies that are being peddled by these mostly Muslim ideals, even though they're pretending to be white supremacist Catholics, most of them, even though white supremacist Catholic doesn't make sense, but still they have been radicalized.
Okay, first of all, white supremacist Catholic makes a lot of sense. Not because it's Catholic or anything, but because anyone can be a white supremacist. Like you could be a white, you could be an atheist white supremacist, a Protestant white supremacist. Just Point is, if you're a white person and believe in a white ethno-state, or in the case of a Catholic, a white, Christian Catholic ethno-state, I mean, you can be a white supremacist. That, again, like, your religion does not preclude you from being a fucking racist. Now, is there a whole lot of that? No. Do I think that is overblown and bots on X? I do. She is correct about that part. Because again, I'll be fair and I'll say when correct is being correct. But to say it makes no sense is just objectively wrong.
People with these ideologies, but it's really Muslim propaganda, if we really break it down. But a lot of people are blind to it. They can't tell. And hey, can I blame you? It took me a long time to figure it out. So here we have another example, right? We have another thing I don't like. Elon Musk keeps pushing AI, this transhumanism. I don't like it. I feel like it goes against God's design, and I feel like it is leading us into the beast system. If you don't know what the beast system is, read Revelation in the Bible.
She's just making up words that sound, I mean, she's not making them up, they're real words, but she's just putting words together to sound smart and well-read and theologically scholarly. Like, this is retarded. Oh, AI is pushing towards transhumanism. Dude, generative AI isn't even really AI. Like, she doesn't know what AI is. No one's talking about fucking body modifications or whatnot. Now, maybe you can make the argument like, oh, well, he's pushing for Neuralink and whatnot. Like, oh, all right, fair enough. I don't necessarily know that means transhumanism. Or if it does, guess what? It's a fucking choice. Like, isn't that the whole thing of free will? Make your choice. Like, again, this is insane. By this point, this is why the Amish are Amish, right? Because they feel like XYZ technology is ungodly. So where do you draw the line? Why do you draw the line here at AI and not the algorithm that has made you so rich and famous and successful? Why were you on, GameStop on their TV website advertising games that very clearly have sin in them? Again, why are you using a printing press maybe back in the day? Like, the point is, at what point does the technology become, anti-God or demonic? Why is it AI? Because I don't feel like you made a good argument for that when you just say transhumanism.
Bible, it is definitely in that same vein, and I want nothing to do with it. And so when you have a CEO peddling this, and you also have him peddling...
By the way, Meta has AI as well, and you're selling Instagram. So again, you're a hypocrite.
Degenerate AI companions.
Then don't fucking use it. I don't use the AI companions. Just simply don't use it. What is the difference between AI and an algorithm? You're using the algorithm to try and get views. Again, not very many on this video, but the point is, you're still using an algorithm to try and get views. How is this any different?
This is not good for society. I made a video about the girl version of this. Today, I'm showcasing this. He created this AI companion, this degenerate companion, to...
By the way, she watches anime. She says she's a huge fan of anime. She got anime statues in the back and whatnot. Again, what's the difference? Like, you can't sit there and claim you're a huge fan of Attack on Titan, which she does. Or, like, isn't one of the ones she's big into, D. Gray Man or whatnot? The point is, she's a huge anime fan when anime has all this same stuff in it.
To make women fall into lust and degeneracy, which is weird. Why would you... It's weird, but this is why I keep telling people, if you watch porn, if you entertain lust, if you are promiscuous, if you are... entertaining things like that, then yeah, you're going to get into more degenerate stuff. Before you know it, you're going to be talking.
You know what we always say about the left? Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. That's not exclusive to the rest. Bro, how many fucking preachers back in like the 90s or whatever, so they're fire and brimstone, be like, and being homosexuals sin. And again, as a Christian, I do believe it is. But the point is, how many of those motherfuckers were caught like railing dudes or getting railed by dudes in like public bathrooms and shit? She's not like, oh, you shouldn't live in lust. Shouldn't live in lust. I guarantee you, as often as she says that, I bet behind the scenes, Melonie Matt be getting railed, bro. I don't know. I ain't got no fucking proof. But I bet behind the scenes, bro, she be a freak. And that's why she preaches about this so much. Because those that preach the loudest have the most to hide.
To a cartoon puppet. A half-naked cartoon puppet. It's weird. But anyway, this is where we're at. So he's promoting this, which is programmed to talk to the listener like these perverted novels, these smut novels that women read. He's designed after characters like that. And all while Elon Musk pretends to care about the birth rate, then he drops this, which makes human beings interact with each other even less.
I don't think Melonie Mac has rights to talk about the birth rate when she's 40 plus years old, unmarried with no kids. I'm just saying, like, clearly, let's say she's being honest and she doesn't have a lustful life and she doesn't watch porn or anything like that, doesn't read the so many novels. Clearly not doing that stuff hasn't helped you have a child.
And this is not good for society. It's not good for the people who are partaking in these things. It's perversions. If people say, well, what else are they going to do? What if they are incels and they don't have anybody else? It's better for them to just read their Bibles every single day and lean on God and live a life.
Oh, yeah, because incels are totally known for reading their Bibles every day. This woman's so fucking retarded.
Of celibacy than to partake in something like this that will rot their soul and send them to hell. It's perverted. Oh, but people are always moving the goalposts too.
Bro, I'm pretty sure incels talking about how they want to rape and murder and beat and abuse women is what's going to rot their souls and send them to hell. Not like cranking it to AI. I'm just saying, I'm truly curious which one God cares about more. Yo, you sort of jerked off too much to the big-eyed fake anime girl, or, yeah, you have fantasies about butchering God's children of the opposite sex. Like, which one is worse?
When I talk about this stuff, which is very blatantly intended for the purpose of perversion, they'll say, oh, but a guy can't have his shirt off? What about this video game? What about this movie? What about this? What about whataboutisms out the wazoo that are not comparable? Right?
They are absolutely comparable. And again, this is where the hypocrisy comes in. She has to craft this narrative that it's not comparable so that she can maintain some sort of faux moral high ground. Like, I don't know which of the two it is. It's either she is too dumb to realize that they are comparable, or she has told her, actually there's three options. She's either too dumb to realize they are comparable. Two, she's told herself the lie so much that she truly believes that they're not comparable. Or B, she knows they're comparable, but again, she's a lying, hypocritical grifter, and she has to stick to that lie, lest she lose what little fan base she has left that believe in all this, I'm a good, perfect Christian mumbo jumbo.
They'll take, oh, well, look at this superhero in a movie who took his shirt off, who didn't have a shirt on this scene, but it's like in the context of, oh, here is a very powerful fight scene, and it is giving an aesthetic of power in that, and it's not intended to make people lust versus something.
It is literally in many instances intended to make people lust. Like, yes. Like, Chris Evans, in that scene in, I believe it's Winter Soldier, or maybe it's the Civil War, either way, when Chris Evans is, like, holding the helicopter and holding onto the building, he was trying to convince the directors to do that scene shirtless. Why? Because he wanted to lustfully show off his body, and the director's like, no, but we'll let you wear a tight shirt.
That is blatantly intended to make people lust, right? Let's not be dumb. Let's use our brains. So these AI programs are intended, and Elon Musk is a pervert. Like, I can't remember who it was that said it, but I liked their tweet and they said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. Elon Musk is a pervert, and he is pushing these perversions onto society, and it makes society easier to control.
Elon Musk's not pushing anything. Like I don't even want to or need to defend Elon Musk or whatnot, but again, freedom of fucking choice comes in here. You choose whether or not to engage with this stuff. Like, I mean, granted, she's actively choosing not to engage on X, which is fair enough. That's her right to do. But again, she's a hypocrite about it, considering the reason she's choosing it as well as staying on Instagram and staying on YouTube. There's all sorts of demonic shit on YouTube, but again, it's her choice. Like, again, there's no moral or philosophical consistency there. So again, whether Elon Musk is or isn't a pervert, I don't really fucking think matters. That shouldn't be relevant to why she left X/Twitter, even though she has 350,000 followers, when you're staying on these other platforms that do the exact same thing that X does, but for whatever reason, you're going to come up with some pseudo-intellectual reason as to why those are okay.
What is he trying to push out with this transhumanism stuff? He is trying to make microchips to put in people's brains. And people just don't see the big picture here. Let me talk about other stuff instead of keeping that thing on the screen.
I'll be real. I don't care that he's trying to make microchips to put in people's brains. Wanna know why? Because I'll never do it. If other people want to, fucking go for it. That's freedom, baby. And that's what matters above all else, is freedom. And that's, by the way, and Christian knows this, and real Christian knows this, that's kind of the point. is to come to the Lord yourself, to use that freedom and to come to the Lord. So yeah, by all means, actually, it is a net negative to leave X and use this Christianity as your reasoning.
So they don't see the big picture here of what is actually going on and how this could go south so fast. Instead, they take everything at face value. Oh, but this will help lonely people. When it won't, okay? Degeneracy will never help anybody and should not be promoted. Anybody who's promoting degeneracy or telling you it's okay to partake in these degeneracies don't give a crap about you.
Remember, this is the same woman that just a few years ago go through her, well, you can't go through her X anymore, she got on lockdown, but people used to call this out. Dude, she was all in on the trans propaganda and whatnot. She was supportive of all the LGBT movements. She was pro-trans. By all means, it was all right when she was supporting this stuff, but now that she's turned this new leaf as some perfect Christian, supporting degeneracy is negative, it's bad, it's terrible. Sorry, I don't believe people change that quick.
They would rather just have your click, have your like, and validate you in a sin that will destroy you. So what is make people dumb with AI companions? Because AI already, we're seeing data that shows that talking to AI will make you dumber. So if you're talking to AI and then you got a companion, you're not having any interactions with real people, then you are made to be unbelievably dumb. And then you've got a microchip that can do goodness knows what, because let's not...
I don't see the correlation between talking to AI and making people dumb. Look, I know a lot of people got really dumb friends and they made dumb decisions by doing dumb shit with their dumb friends. I mean, at least maybe if the AI is intelligent, you'll end up learning something. Show me the evidence that AI makes people dumb. Now, maybe that'll end up being the case. I don't know. Really, it hadn't been out long enough to truly know. But again, this stuff isn't truly AI anyway. It's not AI by the actual definition of what AI is.
Pretend that he has all these pure intentions of just helping quadriplegics and that's it, right? There are nefarious things that could be done with that. You could have your conscious...
Yeah, nefarious things that could be done with that. Melonie Max Pro 2A, mind you. Melonie Max Pro 2A, she stays trapped. Guess what? There are nefarious things you could do with the gun. It's about whether you do those things or not. Again, what a retarded argument.
Upload it into a system for all we know. There is so much bad that could go from that. That could turn into actual mark of the beast. And when people are dumb from talking to AI all the time and not touching grass, then they're going to be more easier to manipulate and to...
Did anybody else just catch that? She said when people are dumb from talking to AI all the time, they're gonna be more easier. Like, honey, sweetheart, child, you don't get to talk about others' intelligence when you can't form a proper coherent sentence. Like, that was grammatically incorrect. Clearly, you don't talk to AI, at least you claim you don't, yet you still couldn't form a grammatically correct sentence. Melonie Mac actually has no good arguments because she is not an intelligent individual. She is normal, average intelligence at best. I would say she actually is dumb.
To get into these transhumanism agendas and to fall for a lot of this from Elon Musk. Elon Musk already does demonstrate, and hey, I really wanted to be Team Elon so bad. I wanted to be like, oh, he's fighting for free speech, but he's not, because the app does not promote free speech. I have been throttled on X way more than I have been on YouTube.
Oh yeah, 48.7 thousand views. Seems pretty fucking throttled to me. 765 likes, 201 comments. Yeah, that seems real throttled to me.
And I know YouTube is far from perfect, but I'm just saying, X has censored me so much more. There have been times I would get away with this, that, or the other, but X has censored me a bazillion times more. But
it hasn't. You want to know how I know it hasn't? Because I'm going to say a naughty YouTube word here, but we're 30 minutes in, so it'll be fine. Anytime I put faggot on X, that post gets like auto locked down. It's like, oh, this is offensive, people can't retweet or whatnot, which I agree is an issue for free speech. She should be able to say whatever. However, she gets away with, like, she just openly says the word faggot on X all the time, or did all the time, because again, she's gone now. And those posts are up, you're able to like it, you're able to share it, you're able to retweet it, the whole fucking nine. No, you haven't. I mean, again, maybe, just maybe, you're not being censored on X. People just stopped interacting because you're a fucking Looney Tune. Which is kind of wild because she's got the same proportions as Lola Bunny.
I don't want to hear it with Elon Musk saying Trump wouldn't have won the election if it wasn't for me. Oh,
he wouldn't have. By the way, Trump would not have won the election without Elon.
YouTube had a huge involvement in that. In that, us creators on YouTube, us normies too, like not just creators. I don't say that as a status. I say that those of us who have been bold and speaking out and using YouTube as a platform to do that.
If YouTubers had all the pull for why Trump won in 2024, why didn't he win in 2020? Because let me tell you, there was a lot of very pro-Trump stuff on YouTube in 2020 and in the lead up to the 2020 election. This is hope to the highest degree.
Have been able to make a big change in culture. Granted, with the COVID stuff, yeah, YouTube.
Now, we were able, by the way, I will say, YouTubers have made massive strides in changing culture. I do agree with that completely. However, the premise was Trump wouldn't have won without Elon, and that is entirely correct. Him and Scott Presler pretty much won Trump the election.
Was terrible.
That and the fact that Kamala was truly that fucking incompetent.
And that was Elon's Trojan horse opportunity. Just saying, to pretend to care about free speech, but then as soon as he actually takes over and gets all this stuff, then the app becomes less and less and less and less and less free speech.
You cannot, in good faith, make the argument. Like, is X perfect? Absolutely not. There's a lot of issues I have with X. But you cannot, in good faith, make the argument that X is worse now than under the original regime. You would be retarded. Then again, look who we're talking about. Take that, never mind, scratch it.
Enabled. So, there's another degenerate AI companion that he had, which is worse than this. I don't want to show it on my screen because it is worse. It is an angel in lingerie. And it is obviously intended with the purpose of eliciting lust. And it's...
Guess what? I don't know who needs to be the one to tell you this, Melonie. But the angel in lingerie, yeah, that's not really what angels look like. Like, I know you claim to read the Bible every day and whatnot, but biblically accurate angels don't look like fucking cherubs with wings and shit. So yeah, a slutty AI with, like, the personification of what we think of as an angel as far as pop culture goes really ain't the same goddamn thing. Again, who fucking cares?
Gooner bait. Other words, you want to put it like it is, it's gooner bait. And I said, we keep asking you to ban porn, but instead you just make it. I'm just about done with this app. This is disgusting. This was when I was, this was one of the last things I posted before I left. So if people really want to be investigators and find out why I left, looking at this would have been a good indicator that I just straight up said, I'm just about done with this app. Not to mention the other videos of me talking about, hey, I'm praying if I should quit this app. Because I think I might. So yeah. First of all, let's talk about, again, on top of all of the perversion and all of the negative effects of that with these AI companions that I already spoke about, putting an angel in lingerie.
Bro, I don't know who needs to tell her this, but half her fucking male audience, at least, has beat one off to her. 100%. Like, oh, the perversion. Girly, you got a whole lot of skin exposed right now. And she's a cute gal. She a relatively, definitely attractive gal. At least with makeup on and shit like that. Dude, half your male audience has rubbed one out to you while talking about why not to rub one out. Let's just keep it a buck.
Is just extremely, almost to the point of blasphemy. Not because angels are deities or anything like that, but they are heavenly creatures and they are pure. And so to portray something pure as something perverted, even though, yes, fallen angels exist, but that wasn't the intent with this AI.
Again, Melonie, you watch anime. I've seen him do some fucked up stuff with angels in anime. Just saying.
Companion wasn't up to portray a fallen angel. So to portray that in such a perverted way is definitely disrespect to angels who are messengers from God and, who are wonderful beings.
That is not their only
right?
function in the Bible, by the way. They're
Apart
not
from the
inherently
fallen
messengers
angels,
from
again,
God.
that's a different discussion.
Different angels have different jobs and roles.
Yes, all of these things combined, I've had enough. And you also have to just try to look at the fruit of something and figure out, the Bible tells us that we're not supposed to cast our pearls to swine. And when you're on an app that is created to design outrage and cancel culture, like cancel culture very much like almost started on X. And I remember when people, when X first came out, Twitter, it was like, hey, I've started my Twitter account in 2009 to keep up with RuneScape Classic updates from RSC Angel that was bringing the actual
RSC Angel? You mean a human using the name of these divine messengers of God? Blasphemy!
RuneScape back into it was just some random dude who wanted to bring it back, and so he's working on it, like some engineer or something. So that's why I started it. You used to start it, let me promote my streams here, my gaming streams. Let's keep up with gaming news. Let's share about what's going on in my life. Things like that is what you used X for. Well, you started seeing a big rise among gamers that used the platform and streamers to eliminate their competition, if you will. And they eliminate their competition.
What? It's literally the exact opposite. You connected. First of all, by the way, X was used for a myriad of other things years upon years upon years before the influencer culture. All right, X was like the celebrity gossip sort of place. Like you would go on there and it was mostly famous people, like musicians or actors or whatever, posting little blurbs with a fucking 60 character limit or whatnot. But no, because of X, that's how I've met the vast majority of the folk that I work with nowadays. In fact, that is how the majority of people would get Melonie Mac onto to their show or them on her show or whatnot to do cross promotion and collabs. Is just send a fucking message on X. Why? Because no one reads the goddamn emails nowadays. Like, don't even predict. Oh, they're using it to eliminate their competition. No, they're using it to grow together. Like, it's honestly one of the most grassroots things you can do.
Because this is why content creators are dog eat dog. I don't trust hardly any of them. I'm telling you. Almost all of them, like not all of them. There's definitely some good ones, right? There's definitely some really good ones with good intentions who aren't like
the ones that agree with you. Because you're like a leftist. Because you're like an absolute filthy leftist pig, right? The ones that agree with you, they're the good ones. Because they're on your side. The ones that used to agree with you, but then said, hey, you're wrong here, and you couldn't take the criticism, you threw them to the wayside, started calling them demonic, started calling them liberal, started calling them fake conservatives, started calling them fake anti-woke, things to that effect. Only the ones that stood by you, even if it was, just people making jokes like, hi, your boy here, you threw an absolute bitch fit. Like, again, this is hypocrisy at its finest.
But a lot of them, especially of the drama tube variety, they don't care. They will throw anyone under the bus. They're cutthroat. They're dog eat dog. They only care about getting the bag. That's it. They're not passionate about what they do. They don't have that. They just found a niche. They jumped in and they're capitalizing on it.
Now, to be fair, she is right. There are a bunch of content creators like this. Shit, there's some that I can name. I have named Endymion. She is right, but let's be real. Let's not pretend that that's like, oh, that's the reason you're leaving X or whatnot. No. You've hung out with these people. You've streamed these people. You've platformed them. They've platformed you. Why? Because the vast majority of us this is just how you fucking talk to other creators. Give me another way to talk to creators. You want to send a fucking handwritten letter? Retard.
At the expense of others. To which I would say you want to be very careful about something like that, because if you have a platform where you are lying on people's name, which, man, when people talk about me, almost everything is constant lie after misrepresentation after this. Obviously, I'm not.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the believe all women camp, so I don't believe you when you say people are lying about you. No, if anything, I'd say you went full mask off when the Goonergate shit hit, and people have slowly but surely come around to realize what an absolute just monster at worst and just lunatic at least that you are.
Perfect. Obviously, there's things that I've said that have been wrong, but
lots
it's
of
misrepresentation after misrepresentation, constantly lie after lie after lie after lie. And I just have to say, man, you got to be careful with this stuff, because I don't care if sometimes it looks like people are prospering, if they're getting a ton of views or getting a ton of money. But if you are getting money in terrible ways like that, it would be better not to get that money at all. And God sees all. So they're not winning. At the end of the day, you will reap what you sow. But anyway, this app has been, there were a bunch of streamers and that's wanted to do these Me Too's, these cancel campaigns against other streamers. I'm not saying every single Me Too claim was false, but a lot of them were. So there's
most Me Too shit were like high-profile actors, musicians. I'm not saying it hasn't happened with content creators as well. It absolutely, obviously has, and many of them have been false. Maybe some have been true. I don't fucking know. But like, let's not pretend this is a fucking streamer issue. This was a cultural issue as a response to the ever-growing liberal leftist feminist movement. Which again, you say you're against, but then you exude all these same qualities of.
Me Too's and variations of Me Too's that are claiming false accusations against people, that are trying to ruin people's reputation. I remember one that was just so random. Like, there were two streamers who used to be roommates, and someone gets on there, and they used to, before you could make long tweets, you had to use a bit.ly link, or I don't remember what, a twit longer link. By the way, guys, here's a link to this twit longer where I'm going to talk about how at so-and-so, my ex-roommate, who's also a big streamer, how they were a jerk to me. And then it'll just talk about petty drama. Like, oh, they wouldn't wash the dishes enough. Oh, they didn't do that. And it was just like, this app suddenly became a gossip app, and it became an app to try to ruin people's reputations. Because just...
I'm sorry. None of that is near as egregious as calling Sydney Sweeney a prostitute for a fucking American Eagle commercial. Get the fuck out of here with this weak sauce.
That's what. When these creators try to ruin another content creator's reputation, then that takes away some of their competition, right? I've seen this happen with journalists too, gaming journalists as well. And back in like 2019, there was this gaming journalist. He's a big guy, and he had I think he had autism or something of that level, to where there were just some social boundaries he didn't quite get, but he wasn't a creep at all whatsoever. He just didn't understand some social cues. And so because he was such a big guy, then this other journalist took the opportunity to try to make it sound like he was being a creep to her, because he was buddying up with her at a conviction.
Yeah, so people are shitty. Like, water's wet, more news at 5. What's your fucking point here? She doesn't have one. Like, this whole weird-ass justification for why I'm leaving X and whatnot is just her trying to spin the narrative in a way that's anything beyond my feelings are hurt because people have called me out for who I truly am, so I'm running away.
This guy was a friend to everybody, guy or girl. I've been to gaming conventions since 2010. I used to go constantly, right? I only recently stopped going to gaming conventions. And I didn't completely stop. I just don't go as much as I used to. I used to go to almost all of them, all the big ones. But every time, yeah, he was there. It didn't matter. He was just a friend to everybody. And so he got bullied out of the gaming industry because he used to do indie journalism.
And there it is. There's the mask lift. He got bullied out of the gaming industry. That is your way of acknowledging, whether you realize or not, in fact, it was probably subconscious, that you were bullied off of X. You couldn't take the heat because people called you out for what you really were, so you cut tail and you ran. You specifically used the phrase, you was bullied off of X. If you actually wanted to stand strong and stand by your convictions, you would say something along the lines of, no matter what, I'm sticking to this platform, I'm sticking to my convictions. But no, tail between your legs, running. The fact that you used the phrase bullied off of X, and now that is what has happened to you, it's super telling.
Well, that was competition for her, and she found an opportunity to capitalize on that. So this platform became a place to drag people and try to cancel people. And so then we have a lot of us who are against cancel culture and speak out against that. But then you saw the anti-woke jump on the cancel culture train too. They're doing the same thing. Dragging each other over different opinions.
Name names. You can drag someone over a difference of opinion and not want them canceled. Y'all know good goddamn well that I think John Della Backhole is a fucking retarded piece of shit who I can't stand. I think he is the scum of the earth. I think he and Melonie Mac and a few others have nearly single-handedly destroyed the anti-woke movement. That being said, I will never advocate for his removal from the platform or him being unable to make YouTube videos or whatnot, because that is cancel culture. I'm not saying there ain't no like anti-wokes or right-wingers or conservatives or whatnot that haven't fallen into that, haven't advocated for the cancellation of people. I'm sure they have, but just talking shit on someone the way I'm talking shit on Melonie now is not advocating for their cancellation. It's me giving my opinion on them being a dumb, retarded, moron piece of shit. Like,
opinions and trying to ruin the reputation of somebody over an opinion they don't like. You know, I get it if you want to talk about an opinion you disagree with, but to wish harm on somebody and to try to ruin their reputation and try to ruin their life, that's a different story. And so what is the fruit that this app produces? A ton of gossip, which is very anti-biblical and wrong. A ton of slander, a ton of lies, a ton of deception, because I can't even begin to tell you how many of these creators that you know and trust that are being paid to post stuff. They're being paid to post opinions that aren't even theirs.
Again, prove it.
And I know this because the same people paying them reached out to me and tried to get me to do the same. And it felt icky. It felt wrong.
Give us receipts or I'm not going to believe it.
And even when it was some things that I liked, like, oh, okay, yeah, I approve of this, what they want me to say, but I'm not going to take payment to say something or push something and not disclose it. Like, if you...
I mean, you literally have taken sponsorships. That is you being paid to say something. Whether it's disclosed or not doesn't matter. You've been paid to say shit. You already said a minute ago it was something that, you would agree with or whatnot. So just fucking say it. What's stopping you from saying it? What's stopping you from dropping receipts right now? Aside from you're just saying ridiculous shit to form a pity party. And to be fair, maybe she's being right about it. Maybe she's being honest. Maybe there are people out there being paid to say X, Y, Z. I don't doubt that for a fucking minute. But I ain't gonna believe you or who you claim to is or whatnot unless you show some receipts or name some names.
Take some sort of ad, that's a different story. And you disclose, hey, this is a paid ad, guys. This is a sponsor. This is an ad. But that's not what's happening. You would not believe the amount of these creators that are saying things and pushing things and things that will look like the most organic tweet ever, that they're paid to post. They're making bank off of deceiving you. And so it's like,
sounds like pocket watching to me.
Riddled with that. So I have felt convicted in my spirit to leave. Who knows? It doesn't mean it's forever. It might be though. But
it's not forever. If it was forever, you'd delete your fucking Twitter. Your ex. Why do you think she put the number 350,000 in the title? Because to her the numbers matter. She's gonna try and play it off like they don't, but they do. She'll be back. They always come back.
In this time, I felt convicted in my spirit to leave. It doesn't feel good. And a lot of people are asking me to stay. And I appreciate that. That's fair, that you want me there. And to say, well, we need your witness here.
I wish she would stay. I do. Why? Because it's so easy to point out the hypocrisy in the quote-unquote anti-woke community with dumbasses like Melonie Mac around. Dude, JDA, John F. Trent, Melonie Mac, dude, I don't ever want any of them to go. Why? Because it's so easy to blow absolute holes in the hypocrisy and in the fake anti-woke grifters when they're around, when they're hiding behind their private accounts or just their YouTube videos where they can curate the comments, or their Instagrams, which people aren't going to interact with near as much, or anything like that. She ain't getting no 30,000 views or whatever on her goddamn Instagram.
I appreciate that, but I would also just want to tell you, if somebody feels convicted to lead, to do something, they should follow that conviction. You shouldn't tell somebody not to follow their convictions. So yes, you can use this as an evangelism tool. Yes, but again, this is one of those cast pearls to swine moment. It's one of those in the Bible where God said yes, or Jesus is God, but Jesus said, yes, if people don't want to hear it, dust off your feet and leave. And this place has become a Muslim propaganda platform to where everything I post, even if it's just reading a Bible verse, is met with so much vitriol, aggression.
Bro, I ain't even like, I'm not even anti-Semitic or I'm not a Zionist, nothing like that. I see more Jewish propaganda than fucking Muslim propaganda. What do you mean it's a Muslim propaganda site? I'm not saying there ain't fucking Islamic propaganda on. Dude, X got propaganda out the ass for a bunch of different shit. Like, this is just such a weird sentiment that, again, I don't even know why she's saying this, aside from she is so deep in an echo chamber, or she is so like coping so ridiculously difficult that she's just making up weird shit. Again, is there Islamic propaganda? Probably. But there's propaganda for fucking all sorts of shit on and off X.
And vileness. That this was a dust my feet off moment. You see in the Bible where Paul would go somewhere to share the word of God and would not be received, and he would dust his feet off and leave and go somewhere else. And so maybe some people are called to evangelize on X. I'm not saying everybody has to quit this platform, but I'm not. And maybe one day I'll be back, but probably not. I don't anticipate that, and not unless it changes. But not anytime soon, I'll say. Definitely not. But not anytime soon. I don't plan on it. So I feel called to dust off my feet and to, just stay focused.
Bro, there are a lot of people going into her, keep saying dusting off her feet. Like, she putting so many mental images in her simps' heads. I'm just saying.
Here on YouTube, on Instagram. And yeah, I will continue sharing the word of God and standing against the evil demonic forces that are peddling a bunch of stuff in society. But there's no good to be had on this app. It's not good for anyone. I don't like it, and it breeds contempt. It breeds.
What she means is there's no good for her because people can keep posting the screenshots of all the hypocritical things she's done in the past that don't align with her God-fearing, good Christian girl persona that she's been grifting on for about 3 years now, if not more.
Strife. It breeds perversion. And it intentionally does that. People will argue and say, well, there are some of these accounts. There's OF girls on Insta. There's this, that, and the other.
Yes.
Instagram, you don't see the CEO of Instagram saying, hey, guys, look, I just made this for you to goon to.
That doesn't matter. Whether you see this CEO promoting or not doesn't matter. The algorithm fucking promotes it. What's it matter who's doing the promotion? The promotion's fucking there. What a weak-ass excuse.
You don't see that. You don't see them directly promoting degeneracy on there, right? I'm not claiming Instagram is a Christian app, or that's great. Or YouTube, for that matter. But they are focused on entertainment, and they are not directly promoting perversion.
Yes, they are.
And they're not directly.
The algorithm is, and the algorithm was designed by the people up top.
Not all of that. Brain microchips and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what kind of times we're in. I don't know when the actual B system's going to roll out and all of that, but I felt uneasy in my spirit, and I'm done. So this is where I'm at. Hope that clears the air.
Bro, I love how she is still going the whole I feel uneasy in my spirit bullshit. Like, again, we know the reason. You were getting butt fucked over all the hypocrisy. Like, people were calling you out left and right. Dude, if this was out of the blue willy-nilly, I'd be in line to maybe give her some credit. Like, man, maybe she's so sucked to this grift that she's actually believing her own grift and whatnot, and then maybe she's leaving the app and she's doing it of her own volition. But no, it's highly suspicious that it's happening after days upon days upon days of her getting just demolished over the Sydney Sweeney take, and most of the demolition coming from people who would traditionally agree with her.
It's not a big deal. I don't even know why people are...
If it's not a big deal, why you make a 27-minute and 13-second video about it?
Dramatizing this so much. It's not a big deal. Touch some grass, guys. When I say that, obviously I'm talking to these drama influencers. It's just, the world will keep going, right? The world they'll keep going. We keep going on with our lives.
Bro, X is demonic, but she got a dollar Pochita right behind her there. Pochita from, the anime, not Devil's a part-timer, Chainsaw Man. is a fucking demon. She literally has a statue of a demon or a stuffed animal of a demon right behind her in a video where she's talking about how X is fucking demonic. Like, holy shit, are you I mean, obviously the answer is yes, but how retarded can you be?
There are actual things going on in the world. Me making my X account on private is such a non-existent issue. But yeah, people want to create whatever. People who already don't like you, they want to, anything that you do, they're going to create their own version of what the reason is to suit whatever bias they already had or what they want to think about you.
She's correct. There are plenty of people with a bias against her. However, the reason people have a bias, it doesn't come from nowhere. The bias comes from observing a set pattern of behavior and seeing that, oh, after all these observations, after all these patterns, it has led me to this conclusion. And because of the conclusion that I've drawn, I now have a bias towards or against XYZ. And that's what's happened with Melonie Mac.
So yeah, you've got people on one side, the anti, like the porn brain people, the pro porn people are saying, oh, she did this because of the Sydney Sweeney backlash from a week ago.
The Sydney Sweeney backlash was not just a week ago. It happened from
that stuff.
days.
Talk about actual huge backlash. I was like speaking out against all the pride LGBTQ stuff back when all these drama tubers were scared to do it. Just saying. So, you think this? I'm going to leave over that? That was nothing.
Yes, you are going to leave over that. Why? Because when you were calling out the anti-trans stuff and the anti-LGBT stuff and whatnot, the people who agreed with you still agree with you. You had your base saying, yeah, you're right. We think you're awesome. We agree with you. You were getting affirmation from your base. When you do the Sydney Sweeney stuff and you turn your base against you because like, yo, Melonie, this is insane, you can't handle that. Sure, you can handle the people that disagree with you coming at you all the time. They're in the other camp, the other team, the tribalism. But when it's your own people coming against you, that's when you get scared and run with your tail between your legs.
Or the My Chemical Romance concert. That was a gigantic nothing burger. But these people already have biases. These people, like the MCR people, they just want to dig at conservative Christians, so they found a way to try to do that and make up something. People lie. Almost everything, if you're seeing gossip or anything, except about me or about anything else, it's most likely a lie. And if you're partaking in this content, I would encourage you to pray about it and stay in the Word of God, read the Bible every day, and ask God to check your heart. Because if what you consume is gossip, which the Bible tells us not to partake in, there's a problem. You're filling your heart with that. And I know it's juicy, it's the tea, it's like we like to see these things because we have sinful flesh, but it's not good. We should not be filling our minds with.
I mean, it's good enough for you to still make content on it day after day. Hold on, let's take a look real quick. Let's hop over to her channel and see what her most recent videos have been about. Let's see. So we've got, by the way, all these shorts right here. I can't deal, sup, update. I mean, again, pretty fucking vain. You look like you're using your sex appeal or whatnot. And all these thumbnails here. Let's see. Battlefield 6 will crush Black Ops 7. All right. Reacting to woke churches. I mean, again, that seems a bit gossipy. Alex Stein causes alphabet meltdown. That's gossipy. Woman canceled for making blackface Labubu. That seems gossipy. Women are finally speaking out. I mean, whether we agree with her on these takes or not is neither here nor there. They're gossipy. Jesus Christ Superstar show is blasphemy. I mean, again, someone who doesn't even understand what Jesus Christ Superstar is. You could not like the play. You could not like the Cynthia Riva was one. I could goddamn guarantee you she has no idea what Jesus Christ Superstar is. So yeah, again, hypocrisy on its full display. But let's see. She got a little bit left.
With this kind of stuff. And before people go, but you're a drama channel, people say that.
Yes, she is.
To which I say, look at my videos and tell me.
I just did. You are literally a drama channel.
Where the gossip is. I don't gossip about people. I talk about pop culture events, opinions I don't like, this or that, either. Other. I'm not gossiping about.
I mean, the opinions that you don't like are about people. You are gossiping about them. Unless you know them intimately and whatnot, like unless you've been clear by them to say it. If you're saying shit behind folks' back, that's gossip. Again, I don't mind you make that shit. I don't. But you are literally a drama channel, Melonie. It is what it is. I don't care what hoops you have to jump through, what roundabout way you try and convince yourself or even your audience that you're not, but you are. And that's fine. We all are. When we talk about gaming, what are we talking about in gaming? More often than not, the drama in gaming. It's what it is.
People. That's absurd. But anyway, there you have it for this video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is entirely too long. I can't believe there's even interest in this, but here we are. Thank you so much. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.
Man, what a performer that woman is. I mean, the Oscar goes to. I mean, I would say she got herself a solid army of brainwashed simps that probably believe all that nonsense. And again, probably not very many. Again, 11 hours ago, a little over 8,000 views at this point. But needless to say, yeah, this is obvious cope. Melonie Mac is honestly kind of a cancer to the anti-woke movement. Now, do I want her deplatformed? No, I've said that. I don't want her kicked out the platform. I don't want people trying to say you can't make money or X, Y, Z. Like, no. Just like any leftist or any other content creator, people I like, don't like, whatnot, free to do what you want, make the content you want, so long as it's all within like the confines of the law and shit, obviously. Yeah, go for it. That being said, I'm gonna give my opinion on it. My opinion on it is that this is cope. This is a lie. This is just anything and everything to avoid any sense of accountability. And more than anything, like the lie itself is made worse because, again, I think this is a lie to herself. This isn't just to her audience. I mean, it could be a little bit of both, but let's be real. You got to be able to sit back and be like, you know what? If I tell myself this enough, it will become the truth. That's how lies work. So if it becomes the truth to you, it'll be a whole lot easier to say it with authenticity to your audience, because if you believe something, of course you're going to be authentic with talking about it. So do I think Melonie Mac's being authentic here? I'll be real. I don't know. I don't know if she's fallen so far down her own rabbit hole that, like, she believes the shit she's espousing, or if this is, like, actually just a grift. If this is... It really could go either way at this point. I'm inclined to believe that she's an absolute liar because, again, those that preach the lies have the most to hide. But maybe she does just so high on her own supply that she actually believes this nonsense. But I want to know what you guys think. So these are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Usually not about, like, you know, YouTuber drama and whatnot. We say those with the live streams. Usually videos about anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member. For $4.99 a month, you can join the Discord. Choose the articles we go through on a day-to-day basis. Choose the videos we react to on the Friday night live streams. And, of course, get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord, subscribe, and until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.